Solo style. Let's go. Today's Mark Talk, well, part one of today's Mark Talk is brought to you by this guy. Marcus Alford birthday celebration continues on all the way to July 4th weekend. We'll be celebrating me, my accomplishments, my awesomeness, and my joy, and all that good stuff here on Twitch, on YouTube, all the social platforms, but mainly here on Twitch. We will have different fun times, events, or whatever that we're going to plan out and everything like that. The birthday celebration is continuing from now to July 4th weekend. Thank you everybody for being here. Shout out to everybody on YouTube that is watching Mark Talk and watching it on Twitch. Hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have been happy, healthy, and safe and all that good stuff. We're gonna get to some wrestling talk. So I haven't done a Mark Talk in a minute, and I know the one thing I did have to catch up is AEW, NXT, both went down on Wednesday. I watched them both, and I sat here and I made some notes, and I wanted to talk about some things, and I'm gonna move through some stuff. We're gonna give a recap of everything, and certain parts I liked, certain parts I didn't like, but we're gonna talk about them. If you have any questions or comments or whatever about those two shows that we talked about, leave comments below, and I'll try to chit chat with you guys on YouTube about it, or on Twitter, or any other place that we got going on. So let's start off with NXT, because AEW has a lot of jam-packed parts. NXT, it was basically like the hangover from In Your House. So you already knew everything that was about to go down. You kind of just wanted to see what was building for the next step, what was building for the future, and basically it was all right. It was a cool show. But we're gonna start off with NXT. AEW was good too, but we're gonna start with NXT. So the first thing, UE Undisputed Era shows up, celebrating, because that's what you do when you retain the world championship. That's what you got to do. Adam Cole, baby, shows up with his title. He is pumped because he is the longest reigning NXT champion of all time. He's held it for over a year. He is the guy. He is the number one guy on the card. But you have the stalkers of stalkers, the king of stalkers, Dexter Lumis, stalking these people, and he had, oh my god, he had Roderick Strong terrified. And it's the best thing in the world is because Roddy's the only one that sees him. And yeah, and then they said at one point when they said Roddy woke up after being kidnapped in the trunk of his own car, woke up in his laundry room at home. Fam, that is on beyond levels of stalkerish. I wish they actually showed it, with him waking up in his laundry room. I would have died. Like that Dexter Lumis character now is become just perfect. I'm loving every bit of it. But the main event, of course, was going to be Dexter Lumis versus Adam Cole, and that's what we're going to talk about later on down this recap. Keith Lee and Mia Yim versus Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Good mixed tag team match, but it also spilled into some intergender wrestling. You got Mia Yim hitting the suplex. You got Keith Lee falling on Candice LeRae. That fall, man, that fall when Keith Lee falls on Candice and squashes her, that was it for her. She was done. She was done for the day, but she did do a nice little DDT or swinging DDT on Keith Lee earlier in the match, so that was pretty dope too. She was super hyped about it, and I think it's one of those things where you're slowly itching piece in piece by making these mixed tag matches and having the females get involved with the males, and it's one of the things because everybody loves to talk about intergender wrestling, and there's people that hate it, there's people that love it, there's people that wish they could do it. Candice LeRae has been one of the people that have done it for a long time before getting the WWE, so she's always been vocal about pushing for it. So it was nice to see them mixing it up a little bit. So it was cool. Mm. All right, so Gargano gets the pinfall win after the distraction roll up. Gotta love the distraction roll up. The most effective move in wrestling history. The distraction roll up. It was Indus Sheer in a squash tag team match. I mean, they're building them up as the next monster heel tag team. So I'm all for it. But I mean, at one point they were looking to be eyeing the tag team titles, but I guess they pumped the brakes on that one. After that, you have Breezango dropping a promo, and they're talking about how they lost their way, becoming more about comedy and not about the wrestling, and they were losing a lot in SmackDown, and they came back to NXT to get right back to the roots of the matter. Because NXT, you had Tyler Breeze is one of the guys at one point. He was that guy, and I'm not gonna lie, I love Tyler. Like, Tyler Breeze was one of the first people when I started watching the new NXT. I was like, yo, I'm all for it. He was singing his own theme song. He was walking around with a selfie stick, and he had seasonal residencies from all over the place. I was like, I'm all for it. I'm sold. Supermodel, just a total douche. I was like, sign it up. I'm all for it. Sign me up. So it's nice. And then you see Fandango, they show his WrestleMania debut, and then eventually after that it was just like injuries kind of just ruined his whole main roster run. And then Fashion Files, amazing. I love Fashion Files. I wish they bring it back, but I understand they're trying to be a little bit more serious inside the ropes, so I'm hoping that they can, keep that momentum going and eventually bring back Fashion Files. Just saying. But they are challenging the tag team champions soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Breezango versus Imperium, so I'm looking super hyped for it. So Cameron Grimes versus Finn Balor. Cameron Grimes was talking a lot of trash about Damian Priest earlier in the night in a backstage promo. Damian punched the words right out of his mouth. He faked an injury, saying he broke his jaw. He can't face Ben. Finn Balor gets caught by Regal on video chat, which I think is just even worse. When a ref's telling you to chill, and he's like, "Yo, I'm over here talking to these ladies." Cameron Grimes is hilarious. I'm all in on Cameron Grimes. I was a fan of his when he was at Impact, so I'm enjoying his WWE run a little bit more, even better. So. Balor versus Grimes, what a match too. Like, whoa. I mean, I already knew Grimes could go in the ring, and you already know Balor can go, but those two going together, man, that was a good match. Balor got the pinfall after the 1960 coup de grace, all that. He threw it all at him. It was dope. KC Catanzara versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai is bringing the go to sleep, but is go to kick back and bringing it back and better than ever after, Raquel was out there distracting, and Kai gets the pinfall. Then you have the El Hijo de Fantasma segment where he's crowned the new Cruiserweight champion. He's out here talking about his Cruiserweight championship reign, and Drake Maverick comes out and he wants to give him thank you and all this stuff. And then you have these two masked men show up, and they were involved in the match for the Cruiserweight Championship at first in the beginning. Now you realize these guys are working for Phantasma. Oh baby, I knew it. Once they tried to kidnap him and he got away, nope. This was set up the entire time, and it looks like what was it? Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza are now working with him, and he has changed his name to Santos Escobar. Dope. Took the mask off and everything. I was like, "Yo, you got it. This gonna be good." He already got a faction. Dope. Sign me up. I am all about factions. Sign me up. If a faction shows up, yes, let's go. I don't even care. Let's go. Come on, bring it in. So that was dope to see, and I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do with Drake now, because Drake is now has to go fighting for this. He's got to fight these guys. You can't just let them knock you out like that again. Then you get to the main event. You got Dexter Lumis versus Adam Cole, and for the love of God, Dexter Lumis is terrifying, and Adam Cole has to throw everything at him because he does not quit. He's like a Terminator, and Cole survives. Luckily, it wasn't easy. So he survives. He then gets put in the chokehold afterwards, and Undisputed Era had to come out and help again, and it was all over the place. Scarlett then shows up, and she lets Adam Cole know Karrion Kross is looking. That is something that you do not want to see. And she brings out this big sand timer, puts it right at ringside, just to show Adam Cole time's almost up. Good God, that was great too. I loved it. So that was NXT. It was good. It was a good show overall. You were basically preparing people for the aftermath of In Your House and moving forward down the line of what's going to happen next, in the next couple of weeks before the next pay-per-view or whatever. Let's switch over to AEW. AEW was live, baby. And they kicked it off with FTR versus the Butcher and the Blade. And I keep forgetting that the Butcher and the Blade are an actual tag team for a long time. They have not been just a thrown together tag team like Cole and Paige, where they have to figure out how to be a tag team after being, solo competitors for so long. I've known Blade. Oh, no. Yeah, Blade from Impact and everything like that. So I was already aware. But then after he left Impact, he was doing other things. So I guess him and Butcher have been building this chemistry over a long period of time. It's just amazing because they have it, and it was a great match to watch. It feels weird that they got rid of the bunny. I don't even remember when they got rid of her, but she's over there with QT Marshall, which, all right, cool. I'm still trying to figure out that one, but the Butcher and the Blade came out there and they fought. FTR was out there fighting, and they went back and forth, and that was good, hard-nosed tag team wrestling all the way through. 4 guys that were just there to fight. They wasn't here to do nothing pretty. They was here to put down some fists. So FTR gets the win with the spike pile driver. FTR does an interview right after the match. The Young Bucks come out and they start talking some junk. Let me introduce ourselves. We run the tag team divisions everywhere for the last 15 years. Bam. Woo. So we just gonna go there in the intro. It's just like, yo, I don't care where you came from. I don't care who you are. We are the best. Get in line. Love it. That's that arrogance when you got 15 years in that tag team world. I get it. Totally get it. So then they still jaw jacking a little bit. Butcher and the Blade come back out there, and Sabian and Kip Sabian and Havoc, Jimmy Havoc jump out there and they come to attack. Then you got Omega and Paige coming with the save. So that shows you your tag team division right there. And you're not even counting Private Party, SCU, the Inner Circle. So it's a lot of pieces right now, but there's a lot of fighting for those tag team titles right now. And Omega and Paige have the massive target on their back. Fun fact, Adam Page shows up holding a drink, didn't throw a punch. Makes sense. Kenny's like, yeah, let's fight, let's go. Adam's like, yo, I'll be there just in case, but I'm still gonna finish my beverage. And he did. Penelope Ford and Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander and Cheetah. Penelope Ford pinned Cheetah. So now you got more people going for that AEW Women's Championship. Like, you got massive people. You got Nyla Rose, the former champion, who's only lost about once in this past count this year so far. And you got Penelope Ford, who pins the current champion, Chris Statlander, who was the number one contender before. So there's a lot of pieces available while Britt Baker is out with an injury and she's feuding with Big Swole. So much. Love it. Britt Baker right after. Oh, no. I'll get back to that one. Darby Allin with Tony Hawk at Hawk's Skate Factory, skating off a ladder. He's not even medically cleared to wrestle. You would think most people, all right, I'm gonna rest up, get better. Nah, Darby is doing trick shots and he's going to fall off this ladder trying to skateboard many times, and he shows he falls many times. God bless that guy. That guy, like, and I feel like most people should have learned from, like, the Hardys. Like, Matt Hardy and Jeff put their bodies on the line big time. Matt does not. Matt, and you know what? Matt Hardy and Mick Foley, those two guys in general, do not walk the same than when they started when they were younger. Their walks are tremendously different, and you can tell from all this wrestling and everything and all those spots that you kind of want to take back, but I understand why you do them. But long term, it really does not help you, and I really hope that someone, you know, is taking care of Darby behind the scenes and saying, yo, man, you gotta protect your body for the long term, so be careful a little bit more. Or maybe he's doing treatments or whatever. I don't know. I hope he is. You never want to see your wrestlers go like that towards the end, because it's rough. Like, I remember watching Mick, and he's just like, and he's hurting, and I've seen Matt, and Matt's walk is different, and I'm like, man, you can tell those spots really, really do a number on your body. So big shout out to wrestlers that are really putting their bodies on the line every day for entertainment for us. But he ends up making the skate trick off the ladder, so that's pretty dope too. Then you have Britt Baker dropping a promo, and she's really, like, her injury did not stop her momentum, and she is working out in this wheelchair. It's just too good. And shout out to Rebel. Rebel was there too. Ooh, love me some Rebel. The Inner Circle versus the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy. Let's see, what was it? Hager and Pride and Powerful. There we go. And, you know, they're continuing their feud with Orange Cassidy and Jericho, and a lot of hard hitting, a lot of back and forth. The one thing I do miss is that the Pride and Powerful are not in the tag team title division contest right now. They're not in the talk, and that's one thing I hate the most. Although I'm happy with what their position is as at the top of the card, they're no longer in the tag team division, and I thought for a long time that they were one of the best tag teams in the world. Like, when they were doing what they were doing at Impact, good God, I was enjoying it every night. And then they got here, and it kind of just, like, slowly went backwards, and I'm kind of sad about that. But I understand sometimes you gotta let other people in and everything like that, and they'll get their spot. But to think that you got Santana Ortiz, you got the Young Bucks, you've got FTR, and that alone is just a lot that you should be working with. But I understand it will happen. Back to this Inner Circle Best Friends match. Orange Cassidy gets the pinfall with a roll up on Ortiz. Jericho was at commentary for the start of the show up until this match. Jericho leaves commentary and beats the Best Friends with a baseball bat. It was brutal. Orange Cassidy is now starting to bleed. The funnier part is now they went underneath the ring and they got a bag of oranges. I want to know who thought these big bag of oranges was going to be necessary to knock out a guy. Didn't understand it. Not truly sold on it, but they beat the tar out of him with this big bag after already using a bat. I didn't understand the point of using the bag of oranges if you had a baseball bat. It's a lot easier to throw, a lot easier to swing. But I guess because he's Orange Cassidy, you want to use oranges. I'm a little busy beaver dog. So they beat him down with a bag of oranges. Kind of unnecessary, but it happened. Let's see. MJF, or no, Billy and Austin Gunn, the Gun Club, were at ringside and they were doing an interview. MJF shows up and says, "What are we doing here? Why is Mark Quinn getting a TNT title shot?" And then he's like, "Well, why are you talking to Billy Gunn anyway? Why are you talking to the Gunn family? Are you just trying to get another son on this and get another son a contract with AEW?" So it looks like they were hyping they were hyping up a nice little match between MJF and Billy Gunn, which I believe is next week. I'm looking forward to that. Then you had up next Sammy Guevara versus Colt Cabana. Yo, the one thing I will say, Sammy Guevara is a star. That kid is a star. Like, just everything from the entrance to the match. It is must-see TV if Sammy Guevara or Orange Cassidy are out there. They are stars. Like, Sammy has all the athletic abilities. He is funny, and it works. He has comedic timing. It works on so many levels. Sammy Guevara gets the pinfall, which continues Colt Cabana's slide down the path of the worst losing streak I'm assuming he's ever had. The Dark Order comes out just to pick him up. Good on him. Good on the Dark Order for showing up to, let Colt Cabana know that he's not alone. They help him up. They help him to his feet, and then they go on their merry way. So Sammy's out here, and he's like, "Yo, man, he lost. We ain't worried about him. I'm the winner." Yada yada yada. And then here comes Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy comes out here and tells him, "Hey, you're a star, like I just said, but you need to get away from the inner circle to be a mega star." And they go back and forth. Matt is changing personalities mid-conversation now. That is terrifying. He does not need the lake. He does not need a chair shot or anything. He is just changing personalities mid-conversation. Not somebody you want to fight in the streets. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. 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 He went from Matt Hardy to Mattitude Matt to Broken Matt. He was all over the place. Joey Janela did a promo. Felt like he was stagnant in his career, and then he was kind of getting lost in the shuffle here at AEW. He's at the bar, and then he's walking home, little couple of drinks. Sonny Kiss shows up, picks him up. He's like, "Yo, I got a car. What's going on?" So he jumps in the car, and then they say, "To be continued." Don't know where it's going, but sign me up for something. What are we doing with Joey Janela? I want to see that. Colt Cabana ends up going to go visit Brody Lee in the Dark Order office. Is he going to join? They usually like to take you when you're feeling down about yourself, so hey, we'll see. John Moxley is coming into the parking lot. He gets greeted by an interview right in the parking lot. He's talking about his Firefest opponent Brian Cage, and he's letting them know, and he's talking some trash about Taz too. Cage shows up and beats him up in the parking lot and throws him into a back window of a car. Mox, that guy's he's called the Machine for a reason. Good. I want to see how Moxley handles this one, because this will be interesting to watch. I'm curious to see how he takes down Brian Cage. All right. And last but not least, Mark Quinn versus Cody for the TNT Championship. I like what they're doing. They're trying to give people a different set of eyes on different talent. Mark Quinn is somebody that you definitely would not be thinking about as a solo competitor, being that he's with Private Party. So it was a nice opportunity for him. I thought that these type of moments would probably go to the wayside if they opened it. They said they were opening up the TNT Championship open challenge to anybody that's even not on the contract or not contracted by the AEW. So I thought, man, that's gonna suck for a lot of people that are signed to AEW, because there's a lot of people that are available that should be able to challenge. So we'll see. Cody gets the win by submission. Mark Quinn still had the knee or the leg injury, and eventually it got worse over time, and Cody took advantage of that, and he got the submission win. Jake Hager shows up. He attacks Cody. Matt Hardy and Private Party come out, and they come out with chairs, and they make the save, and they get rid of Hager. It looks like Hager wants to challenge for the TNT Championship next. The Inner Circle shows up to give Hager the upper level of advantage. So now they brawl. Cody says, hey, if you want a title match, you can get one. That's all you had to do was ask, buddy. You can always get one. So it's on, but it was all right. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Hager at the moment, because an all-American wrestler, MMA wrestler with MMA fighter with a really good record. I think he's undefeated at Bellator. Former world champion. What they've done at AEW is kind of just, he's just there. He's Jericho's guy in Inner Circle, but he's just there. And now he has not one but 2 title opportunities, because he also challenged for the AEW championship against Moxley during the start of the pandemic. So I don't know, it's a little weird, it's a little off, and now he's in the TNT title picture. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't see Cody losing it anytime soon, so we'll see how that pops off. All right, I think that is it for my AEW talk, my NXT talk. Good stuff here. We'll be back at let's see.